Welcome back. 27.9 million people all around the country suffer from alcohol abuse disorder. And since April is Alcohol Awareness Month, Steve Carleton from Porch Health is joining us this morning to talk more about this. So Steve, for lack of a better word, I'm going to say a lot of people enjoy alcohol, but there's a fine line, right, between enjoying it and taking it too far. How do you define that fine line?
Absolutely. A lot of people just think about it in terms of consumption, like I'm drinking too much volume of alcohol, right. And it's much more about the consequences you experience when you're drinking alcohol that define whether or not it's a problem.
Right.
Right. There's an impact, and you're not doing anything to change it.
The number is astounding. It's 488 people die every day.
178,000 a year.
From alcohol or excessive alcohol use. Why is it such a deadly problem?
Well, it's a lot of things because it's the acute, it's accidents too, right?
Okay.
And it's the medical stuff, it's the liver failure, and alcohol goes through lots of organs in your body, and so there's lots of ways it can cause damage.
I've experienced that in my own family. Drinking too much, you fall down, you hit your head, there's a whole other set of problems there. If someone hasn't gone overboard yet, but they know that they are close to being over the edge, whatever that edge may be, they're close.
Yeah.
How can they start to cut back? Are there tips or are there keys to just dialing it back?
Absolutely. If people start paying attention to it at the earliest sign that there's a problem and there's consequences from it, you have a lot more options to deal with it, right? Perhaps you don't need to quit completely, but having sober days built into your week, just thinking about how much are you consuming on any given outing.
We talk a lot about the person who may be drinking too much, but there's also people who live with someone who may be consuming too much. So what are some of the signs that you should look for if you think a loved one may be going overboard?
Again, as a loved one, you're seeing that this is having a really negative impact on someone and that they're not making any changes to their drinking patterns. That's the first sign.
A lot of people out there may be watching or know someone who needs help.
Yeah.
But it's hard to start. Sometimes it's hard to get that help initially.
It is.
What is the key to that? What's your advice for someone who's looking for that initial help?
Take that first step and just start talking with somebody about it. And I think people will be surprised at how supportive and welcoming and understanding people can be if you just start talking about it.
Alcohol Awareness Month is this month. Anything special planned because of this month?
I think there's just lots of attention to it and
right.
people talking about it. And I think that's great because, again, this is a very deadly and common problem.
Absolutely, and you've been great coming into the show before to talk about this. Never an easy topic, but we do appreciate your insight on this, Steve.
My pleasure.
Thank you for
you.
being here. All right.